Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2022 Subrosa Malum BMX Bike. I'm going to help you figure out if this is a good choice for you or if it's going to be a waste of money. Let's get right into it.
The Dougsterbob mission, growing BMX by making it fun and easy to understand. For some of us, it's an escape. For others, it's a passion. But for all of us, it's a lifestyle. You're gonna love this sport. I'm glad you're letting me teach you everything that I know about it.
Alright, my name's Douglas, I run Dougsterbob.com, and my biggest goal in life is to get 1 million people into the sport. The only way I can do this is by helping them find the right BMX bike. So I take a really in-depth look at all of these BMX bikes and I tell you the honest truth. Sometimes people don't like to hear the honest truth, but that's what we're here for. So I need to tell you 5 things about the Subrosa Malum that you need to know. Number 1. The blue color of the Subrosa Malum in 2022 is actually the exact same blue color that the Subrosa Letum came in 2021. Number 2, this bike costs about $635. Number 3 is it comes with the infamous Shadow Interlock V2 chain. This is my favorite chain. This is what I personally ride. And it was really cool to see that Subrosa included this on the bike. Number 4, it weighs 2 pounds less than the Subrosa Letum. It weighs 26.2 pounds. And number 5 is it sold out in a few days. They literally just came out a couple days ago on Dan's Comp and they're already on back order. You can tell how popular this bike is. All right, but we know it's a good bike. What about the quality? Well, the frame is full chromoly. This is a lot stronger than high tensile steel and even better than tri-moly. So this bike's gonna last good for mid-level riders who need a solid bike under them when they're doing mid-level tricks. The bars are also full chromoly. Now they're 2-piece. The Letum was 4-piece bars. These come in 2-piece. The forks, also full chromoly. So much full chromoly, it's crazy. The wheels on this bike are double wall. This is much better than single wall rims. Single wall rims bend over time, especially when you're doing drops and doing spins. All of the bearings on this bike are fully sealed. Now this is something you should be looking for when you're buying your bike because fully sealed bearings just way outlast unsealed bearings. And this bike has a handful of aftermarket parts. Most of the aftermarket parts are lower quality Rant parts, which is Subrosa's lower tier brand, but it also has some Subrosa and Shadow aftermarket parts. It actually comes, like I said, the interlock chain and some really good aftermarket tires. Now the geometry is very similar to the Subrosa Letum. One of the biggest differences is the 21-inch top tube. This is a 1/4 of an inch longer than the Letum and one of the tallest top tubes that you're going to find on complete BMX bikes. Now you can find 21.25 and 21.33, but they're very rare. So 21-inch top tube, check the size guide to make sure that that's right for you. I'm tall, I ride a 21-inch top tube. If you're tall, you should also be riding a 21-inch top tube, but double check the size guide. The head tube angle is 75 degrees, right in the middle. This is very average. Sometimes you can find them steeper, sometimes you can find them more mellow, but this is an average head tube angle. Speaking of average, the chainstay length is 13.2 inches. 13 to me is average, so 13.2 is very close to average. It's a little bit on the long side, which can have a slight effect on your spins, making them feel a little bit slower because technically the wheelbase is longer. And the bottom bracket height is 11.6 inches. Again, very standard bottom bracket height. Sometimes you can find them higher, sometimes you can find them lower. This will just have an effect on the responsiveness of the bike, but since this is right in the middle, you don't need to worry about that. Well, with all of this geometry info thrown at you, how's the bike gonna feel? And the answer is it's gonna feel pretty average. It's not gonna be super responsive and snappy. It's not gonna be very mellow and flowy. This is good for a rider who just wants to get on the bike and test things out. Some people get into the sport knowing that they want to be a park rider, and then it's easier to find park specific bikes for them. Some people know they want to be a dirt rider. They want to go really high and really fast like Corey Walsh or Larry Edgar. But this bike isn't geared for either of those things. It's right in the middle. So if you're unsure about what you want to ride and you just want a standard feeling bike, that's what this bike is going to feel like. Now I'm going to throw the Dougsterbob scores up on screen here. And these are essentially the scoring system that I created to rank every bike for how good they are in park, street, dirt, and then their overall quality. You can get this score sheet for free and compare over 80 different bikes, but let's talk about how the Malum scored. So in street, the Malum scored scored a 4. In park, it scored a 5. In dirt, it scored a 6. And the quality score is a 7. Now, these are all rounded up or down depending on which number was closest. Again, check the score sheet to see the exact scores. It's kind of funny that 5, 6, 7 or 4, 5, 6, 7. That's crazy. I couldn't have done that if I tried. But anyway, those are the Dougsterbob scores of the bike. Now, because of those scores, the Malum's going to be best for dirt riding. I'd say riding small dirt jumps or pump tracks is what it's ideally for. Granted, none of these scores are very high in any kind of discipline, so in all honesty, you could ride pretty much everything. You could dabble with this bike, and again, that's what it's made for. With the average geometry, the average Dougsterbob scores, it's not super specific for one type of riding. It's not super specific for one type of discipline. But what about the value? Well, this bike scored an 11.7 for the value score, and it's actually a solid bike for the price because of that. Some comparable options that you need to check out before you make your final purchase decision would be the Subrosa Malum. It's $604. It also scored over 11 in the value factor. The Kink Switch is right at $600. It's got a little bit of a smaller top tube, and it also scored over 11 in the value factor. The Colt Devotion is the same size. It comes with 2 pegs, and it also scored over 11 in the value factor. So go check out the reviews for all of those bikes before you buy the Malum and see maybe one of those bikes is better for you. Now, if none of those bikes are better for you, you're probably wondering if I would recommend this bike to you. And the answer is going to be yes. I think this is a great bike. Anything that scores over like a 9 on the value factor is a good bike for the price that you're paying. I really enjoy the Malum. Now, here's one thing that bums me out though. I'm going to go on a slight rant. The Letum is $40 cheaper. In my opinion, it's slightly better quality. Now, quality, it's about the same. The Malum has a little bit better tires, but I guess better utility is what I want to say. It comes with 4 pegs. It comes with 4 hub guards. It comes with the free coaster, a sprocket with a bash guard. So when you think about buying the Malum, and let's say you do want pegs and hub guards, you're going to spend around $100 to $150 buying aftermarket pegs and aftermarket hub guards. Whereas if you get the Letum, which is actually cheaper, it already comes with that, and you're not spending any extra money for it. Because of that, I'd say the Letum's actually a better choice than the Malum. I just don't see why Subrosa made it $40 more. Like I said, some aftermarket parts are a teeny tiny bit better, but it's not enough to justify that. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm missing something, but the Letum's a little bit better. However, if you enjoy riding dirt riding more, the Malum's going to be a little bit better for you because it doesn't have the free coaster like the Letum. Free coasters aren't very fun on dirt riding. You don't want any slack when you're trying to catch up speed because you cased a jump. So in that instance, I'd say go with the Malum. But here's the thing. I can recommend you a bike. Fill out the free bike recommendation. Links in the description. Just put in your height, your budget, your skill level. I'll send you a recommendation with 3 bikes that are perfect for you. And maybe the Malum's going to be on there, but maybe it's not. We're just going to have to wait and see. Fill that out. But before you do that, let me know in the comments which bike I need to review next so that I can get working on that. I might even shout you out in the video. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day.